I overheard my brother-in-law and his brother joking about how I could be a stand-in for my sister when she gets too pregnant to be physical. For context, I'm 16, my sister is 25, and brother-in-law and his younger brother are 32 and 30. My sister is 3 months pregnant. Yesterday we had a birthday party at my parents' house for all the April birthdays in the family. My brother-in-law's mother and his brother both have April birthdays, so they were there as well as some other members of brother-in-law's family. At one part of our house, there's a kind of inside balcony that overlooks the den 2 floors below it, and then you can see a part of the office and library that's directly below it. I was walking through and I overheard my brother-in-law and his brother talking. I couldn't see them, so I'm not sure if they were in the den or the library, but either way, I heard them talking about how when my brother-in-law's best friend's wife was pregnant, she had to go on bed rest for months. They were saying how much that would suck and that they hope that doesn't happen. And then his brother was like, can you imagine going without any action for that long? And my brother-in-law was like, yeah, that would really suck. And this is where the really creepy part to me is. His brother was like, well, worst comes to worst, you can use Anna as your stand-in. You'd never notice the difference. And I thought 1000% that my brother-in-law would tell him off or tell him to shut up or tell him that it's gross, but he literally just laughed and said that the only way he would notice is because how much smaller my chest is than my sister's because hers gotten bigger because she's pregnant. I feel so grossed out. I want to tell my sister, but I don't want to upset her because she's already super stressed with her pregnancy. I literally just went into my room and said I had a headache, and so I didn't have to see anyone. What should I do?
I was at my parents' today and I'm going through my old shit in my room and I find my old phone. So I open it and I go through it and I see this voice note that says, to you from you, January 26, 2017. I was 25, I was going through it. Like I think I was just going through a breakup. I don't know what else was going wrong. Probably everything. I was probably shocked that I was still a bartender. Just quit my job in the music industry. So I was excited to hear what this had to say and it did not disappoint.
This is a voice note to yourself, to your future self, from your past self. It is January 26th, 2017. You look like a piece of shit. You're walking to Harbor 16 by yourself to work on your script. You seemingly have nothing going on and things are not looking good. But I want you to remember this moment when you have fucking made it, sister, because nothing matters. These boys you're dealing with doesn't matter. You don't need to fucking call ever again. You don't even like him. He's boring and a munja cake. And even though you saw that Instagram story of A** today that nearly made you throw up on Molly's couch.
Okay, this is just a side note. I called my ex-boyfriend A***. His name was Alex because I didn't want to say it out loud.
You don't care because you don't need him either. Get it together. I had to pause talking because it seems like I might get hit by a car.
Oh, okay, so then I fast forward because...
Okay, I'll just cross the street.
Logistics.
That's not the recipe for success. Suffering is the recipe for success. So don't worry, this is a minor speed bump in an otherwise great story that is your life. Keep on trucking, and I'm sure by the time you listen to this, if you don't listen to it right now, everything will be fine, and you're going to be so successful, and none of these problems are going to matter, and this whole pathetic night you're living right now is going to be not important. Because it doesn't matter that your life is falling apart. It just doesn't. You're gonna be fine. And no man or person is going to help you except for yourself. So get it together.
Oh. Is she not a little bit psycho? Anyway, hey, past me, just got your voice note. Turns out you were right. It all worked out. Don't remember what we were upset about. Seemed brutal for you. Sorry you had to deal with that. It has zero effect on my current life. If you're watching this and you resonate more with past me than current me, then just chill out, man. You won't give a fuck in a while. Think you won't get over that breakup? You think you won't? Shut up.
So I have an embarrassing story. It involves sex. Last week I was staying in an Airbnb and there was a spider on the floor in the bathroom and all of my clothes were on the floor because I'm a messy bitch when I travel. I'm not ashamed. And I smushed the spider because I didn't want it to crawl into my clothes, and when I smushed it, all these tiny little babies came crawling out. And I panicked and I just smush as many as I could, but I knew I didn't get all of them. Fast forward 2 full days. I'm going to dinner with my girlfriend. I'm wearing like this beautiful velvet maroon gown. She wears a suit with a tie to match, and we have like oysters, filet mignon, and a nice dessert. And then we head back to the hotel for second dessert, and in the middle of enjoying dessert, a spider falls out of my dress, a little baby spider, and just runs down her thigh. And she just grabs it and squishes it. And she's like, I think this just came from you. That thing traveled with me for 2 days on a flight, in a suitcase, on an airplane, to dinner, getting ready, and chose that moment to fall out of my dress. Now she calls me Spider Woman.
One day my mom said to me, "Honey, there's something I need to talk to you about. Your dad and I have made a decision. We've been wasting away at our boring job for years, so from now on, we only want to do fun things. We're going to work for ourselves, but also have fun." This was a great idea. Of course I supported them, but unfortunately it didn't go the way they planned. They failed at everything they tried to do. For example, for a while they worked as clowns at kids' birthdays. Normally they're both really fun people, but according to my mom, no matter how hard they tried, they just couldn't make those children laugh. When they got a bad rap among mothers, they had to give up that gig. Another fun job they tried their hand in was doing magic tricks at schools. My dad learned a few magic tricks and prepared a little show. My mom was his assistant on stage, but my dad was so bad at doing the tricks, the kids booed him throughout the entire show. So that gig also failed. One morning, I woke up to my mom screaming. I ran to my parents' bedroom in a panic. My dad was holding a razor blade and laughing hysterically. My mom was staring at my dad, about to burst into tears. I realized that she was missing an eyebrow. Apparently, he had shaved off one of her eyebrows while she was asleep. "Mom, Dad, what's going on? Are you insane? What is this?" I yelled. Still laughing, my dad pointed to the camera. I realized that he had been filming everything. That morning, I found out about my parents' new profession, being YouTubers. They started a YouTube channel called Prankster Husband. The idea was for my dad to pull pranks on my mom. His first prank was shaving off one of her eyebrows. It took 2.5 months for her eyebrow to grow back. My parents' first prank video had 220,000 views. Finally, they found their dream job. Thanks to YouTube, they were both having fun and making money. I became accustomed to hearing my mother screaming every day. In one of the pranks, my dad sneaked up on my mom while she was doing her makeup. Then, out of nowhere, he took out 2 fresh eggs and cracked them on her head. My mom's shriek shook the whole house. There was egg yolk all over her hair and clothes. When she realized it was a prank, "Look what you did! I just showered," she grumbled. My dad, on the other hand, laughed until his belly hurt. He was now spending all of his day preparing pranks. The pranks weren't fake. My mom was genuinely reacting to them because she didn't know what was coming, and the viewers loved it. They were very happy, but I couldn't say the same for myself. For me, life was unbearable. If I was with my mom while my dad was doing a prank, then I became the victim as well. I didn't mind a little prank once in a while, but my dad was usually carrying things too far. In our house, my dad usually prepares breakfast and my mom does dinner. One morning, my dad had made me eggs with sausage. My mom wasn't in the kitchen yet. I sat down at the table and cut a piece of the sausage on my plate and started chewing. Words cannot express the pain I felt at that moment. The sausage was so hot, it was as if smoke was coming out of my ears. I started screaming in panic. I was putting whatever I could find into my mouth to stop the burn, but nothing helped. My face was red as a lobster. I was running around the kitchen. My dad started laughing out loud. "Oh, Selena, I'm so sorry. I had prepared that sausage for your mom, but gave it to you by mistake," he said. Then he took out the milk from the fridge and gave it to me. Thankfully, drinking milk helped the burn. Apparently, my dad put the world's hottest pepper inside that sausage for his new prank. Yep, you heard that right. The world's hottest pepper. I was naturally very angry with my dad. But when he said this was an accident and apologized many times, I let it go. Still, I wanted to politely warn my parents. "I get it. You found your dream job. You're having a lot of fun, but please, don't include me in your pranks," I said. That day they both promised me. I believed them because they looked really genuine, but I would soon find out that it was a mistake. My parents' YouTube channel had reached 200,000 subscribers. That meant they were making enough money to pay for rent and bills. But they had an important issue. Innocent pranks like cracking eggs on a victim's head got less views. The viewers wanted my dad to do mean pranks like putting the world's hottest pepper into the sausage. The more the victim, that's my mom, suffered, the more fun the viewers had. My dad obeyed their demands and increased the meanness level on every prank from there on. One day, we went to visit my grandmother. On the way back, my mom was at the wheel. I was in the back seat. I was telling them about something that happened to me at school. Then, my dad took out a paper bag. Then he started shaking it before he released what was inside. A dozen wasps. Suddenly, the wasps took over the whole car. My mom and I began to panic. We were screaming and yelling. My dad was filming us while belting out big laughs. My mom was trying to shoo away the wasps with one hand and hold onto the wheel with the other. Something bad was bound to happen. She lost control of the car and went off the road. My dad was still thinking about the video he was shooting. He was saying, "This is the best prank I've pulled so far." Suddenly, we hit a tree. Then everything went dark. I was hearing voices from afar, but I couldn't make out what they were talking about. It was as if I was down in the bottom of the ocean. The voices started coming closer. After a while, I could hear better. It was my dad's voice. "Our daughter will be fine, honey. Please don't worry. Didn't you hear what the doctor said? She might come to at any moment." I tried to open my eyes, but I couldn't. I tried to speak, but I couldn't do that either. At that moment, I realized I was in a coma. I couldn't react at all. I could only hear them. My dad started talking again. "Wow, our Wasp prank video has over 1.5 million views. I knew it was going to get attention, but I didn't think it was going to be this popular." My mom said, "Honey, okay, the video got so many views, but don't you see what's going on with our daughter? I can't be happy about views when she's in this condition." My dad replied, "Don't worry, love. I'm sure Selena will be okay in less than an hour. At first, she'll be mad with us, but she'll understand when she sees how many views the video's getting. Plus, this wasn't intentional. It was an accident." Then he said, "Do you mind getting us something to drink from the hospital cafeteria? I wouldn't say no to some coffee right now." I heard footsteps and understood that my mom had left the room. Then my dad started pushing my bed. What was happening? Where was he taking me? I was spiraling down, lost in these thoughts. The voices were going away. It was as if I was going back into the depths of the ocean. After a while, I completely lost consciousness. When I came to, my mom was crying. My dad was laughing. My dad said, "How could you even believe that? I didn't think I could fool you so easily." My mom said, giggling, "Well, when I came back, Selena wasn't here and I was so scared. When you said Selena isn't doing so well, she went into surgery, I almost fainted." My dad sounded so proud. "As soon as you left, I took Selena's bed into the empty room next door. I pushed the empty bed from that room to here. The only thing left to do was for me to look panicked." My mom took a deep breath. "I keep forgetting what a good actor you are. You got me again." "Did you get my full reaction? I'm sure this prank will also get a million views," she continued. This time, I was able to open my eyes. I looked at my parents in disbelief. When my mom said, "Oh, honey, are you okay? Oh, thank God you scared us," I couldn't stop myself. "Mom, Dad, you should both be ashamed of yourselves. I heard everything. Dad, you're the one who put me in this condition. How can you keep doing pranks?" I yelled. I got even angrier when I saw the uncaring look in my dad's eyes. "Dad, have you lost your mind? You tell me that you love me all the time and I was in a coma because of you. And as if that weren't enough, you pulled another prank on my mom using me? Can't you see how awful this all is?" I said. "Selena, don't be dramatic. Have you lost your humor as a result of this accident? It was just a prank. You know me better than that," he replied angrily. My mom was on his side. "Honey, I think your dad is right. You know he's not only doing this for fun, it's also our job. This is how we're able to pay for this hospital bill. You should thank him." "I can't believe you!" I screamed. "Do you hear what you're saying? Leave, both of you. I'm disowning you." My dad laughed. "You're disowning us? Shoot, I wish I was filming this. I'm sure this would get the same number of views as our prank videos." He was still making fun of me. "I guess I'm not making myself clear. You're not my parents anymore. I've disowned you," I said, pointing to the door. "Will you please leave? I don't want to see you anymore." After they left, I called my grandma. When she arrived, I told her what happened. She couldn't believe the things my parents had done. How can they put their only daughter's life in danger? I'm going to disown my son for doing this to you, she said. And she really meant it. She called my dad on his phone and disowned him. I was released from the hospital a few days later. Now I live with my grandma. I don't allow my parents to visit me. They keep calling and texting, but I don't answer. Even if they're saying they're sorry, I don't believe they mean it. Why? Because they're still uploading prank videos on their YouTube channel. They're blinded by their ambition for money and fame. That's why they can't see how hurtful they've become.
Hello, welcome to the law firm that I work at. How can I help you? I need to talk to an attorney, like, right now. Okay, did you have a meeting scheduled? No, I just showed up. Is somebody available to talk to me? I could definitely check. May I ask what kind of legal matter this is pertaining to? Yeah, the court. Okay, and what about the court? I need to go to court and I need to see if there's an attorney that could represent me. Okay, but what kind of legal matter is it that you need representation on? Court. It is a court matter, as I just said. There are hundreds of reasons as to why somebody would have to go to court. Could you just elaborate a little bit? It's none of your business. I don't really need to go into specifics, but if you could just tell me, is this criminal, family, what is it? A legal matter! Ma'am, we have 30 attorneys that work here, all in which handle different legal practices. Can you just tell me what this is about and I can figure out who would be the best? Rude. Ma'am, we have about 30 attorneys that work here, all in which handle different kinds of legal practices. If you could just tell me what this is about, maybe I can get one of them up here for you. I'll tell you what it's about. Thank you so much. You don't need to go into specifics. Just tell me, like, criminal, family, immigration, something, employment, whatever. A legal matter! Please help me help you, ma'am. I need an attorney. They will know. It's just a general question. Okay, please give me one moment. Attorney blah, blah, blah. Oh, hi, Danielle. What can I help you with? I just have a walk-in over at reception right now that needs representation for court, and she's looking to speak to somebody, like, right now. Oh, is this a legal matter that I could tend to? Yes, see, that's the thing. She won't specify to me what the legal matter is. Well, she doesn't need to give you full-on details, but I mean, the least she could do is tell you if it's pertaining to family, employment, you know, which is exactly what I stated to her, but she said it's none of my business and will not tell me she needs to speak to an attorney. Well, I'll give it a go. 20 minutes later. Okay, so I will forward your information over to those attorneys that may be able to better assist you. Thank you. Please do, because if not, I'm going on Yelp and, like, telling everybody that this place wasted my time. Your time wouldn't have been wasted if you just let our receptionist know what kind of legal matter this was pertaining to. You, like, sat in there with me, listened to my story, only to tell me that you can't legally represent me? That is a waste of my time. I'm gonna repeat myself once and not again. If you told the receptionist exactly what it was you came here for, she would have got somebody up here to best assist you, instead of wasting my time and yours. Yeah, well, I'm not done. If you would have only been kind enough to let us know ahead of time, somebody would have been up here and actually helped you, and you would have had legal representation right now, but you don't. Now I need to waste my time getting a message over to them on your behalf because you were incompetent. I hope you have a great day. Thank you. Danielle, I don't know how you deal with the general public on the daily. I don't know either.